Good morning, everybody. This is Janie from Graham's Backyard Living, and just wanted to come on here, wish everybody a Merry Christmas. I'm out here, we're in short sleeves, a little bit cloudy. Sun's poking through here off and on a little bit, but I tell you, these girls are enjoying it. I was gone for about 4 days hunting, and I loaded a couple of different things. What are you doing, boy? That's my chair. We're all out here enjoying this beautiful, beautiful day. Scooters! That's my boy. And everybody's really enjoying this nice weather, just hanging out. I was going to try and get some better pictures so everybody sees Scooter. Scooters. Get a good picture of him because people are telling me I went on the Brahma page and they're telling me that these are not Brahmas. So if anybody knows, if you can tell me, but I'm going to continue on with these as being a nice, good-sized bird. He's going to be my main breeder, and I'm going to breed him to the Orpington hen there, and my little black girl there. That's my black copper Marin there. These are a couple of splash. Look at their side by side. So here's the rooster right here. And here's the hen that I'm going to breed these two so I can have splash Brahmas. And these are going to be the two hens for Scooter to have the light Brahmas. And they said they have a pea-comb. Well, I'm thinking kind of that's a pea-comb. I don't know. I've studied the Brahma pictures, and they look like Brahmas to me, so. And here's Tiffany. What are you doing, Tiffany? She's over here hanging out. And then my other. So they miss me. I threw them a bunch of food out today. And these girls right here, these Orpington, which they more or less look like an Orpington, but their dad is an olive egger. So I was looking at the eggs over here. So, and here's my other pen. I was looking at the other eggs over here. And, what are you girls doing? I'm getting all their waters changed out and everything. The weather's supposed to be changing. It's supposed to be getting cold, so this is a good time. Yesterday, I cleaned out all of their houses. I'm gonna check. But what I was saying was, and I'm not sure, I think I'm getting this blue egg from one of those Orpingtons, and then the other green egg is from an Orpington. And those are fake eggs. But you can see, I don't know if you can see, but for people were talking about for Brahmas or for bigger birds, look at how big that nesting boxes are. And that's why I picked out this house right here, because it's nice and deep and tall for the Brahmas to start breeding, even though it's the other girls. Good morning, Pegs. How's my girl? There's Peggy. So there's those two eggs. What are you all doing? And he's challenging me a little bit. I reached out and tried to touch him the other day, and that was the wrong thing to do. But other than that, he just walks alongside of me. He's daring me to do it again. And Duke over there enjoying the chair. But yeah, I got these two eggs. And like I told you, I filmed my husband getting a doe. But I said I didn't know if I'd be able to film me hunting and doing the same thing. And it was right, because the shot that I had was like 150 yards between some trees and some bushes and stuff. But I ended up getting a doe. So it's in the refrigerator in buckets. We quarter them out and put them in buckets, and sitting there waiting for processing. We won't process for a day or so, but I've shut off all their little heaters, And like I said, you all were asking about heaters. Let me show you this heater. And I've showed it several times. It has temperature control, temperature up, down. And when I got back from hunting, it was warm and it was just blowing cold air. Another one of my blue. This is one of my browns. Ooh, that one's warm. So I'm up to 4 eggs. I don't know if anybody else's eggs have improved, but mine, I think they're on strike over here. Really? Y'all need to go get a room somewhere. But let him get his thing done and get out of here. Really, you got to be doing that, Snowbird, right here where I'm trying to talk. Let's go, let's go. So I opened up their doors and stuff and cleaned out all of the coop. Got their coops all cleaned out and everything. And I try and do that before it's rainy, gets rainy and cold and nasty. And just luckily, it's been such a beautiful day out here. I don't see no blue skies. There's pecking here and there. Sun's trying to come out right there. There's some blue skies. But try and get them all cleaned out and everything when the weather's nice. And all these girls, let me see if everybody got out. So I haven't had in this far run, I haven't had a, let me put these eggs down. If you notice in every run I have over here, they have their door, their automatic door that comes out here, and then they have their automatic door that's right there. It closes at 6 o'clock at night. It opens up at 8 o'clock in the morning. Give it time to warm up. Not that we needed that today. So I didn't have one for these guys. So they're just now learning. My husband said, get away. My husband said he should have put it on the front, but we put an automatic door on there on the side. And I don't know if anybody else's leg bars are real skittish, but these girls are just afraid of their own shadow. But they're slowly learning how to use this door. And so we went ahead and put, hey there girl, what you doing? Did you figure out the door? So I got the automatic door put here, and it's hooked up to solar, right there, solar panel. And then there are other doors in here. And that's where they go in. And I don't know why they're so scared, because they come in and out of that door just fine. So we put that one in there, so we'll see how they've been really skittish and stuff and acting like they can't come out. What are you doing in here, girl? So even though I changed their shelves today, it's such a mess. But I usually air them out and leave the doors propped open and stuff when it's such nice weather. But I'm trying to get them accustomed to going in and out that door right there, so they understand. I'm going to see if tonight if they'll go up where they're supposed to. But here's this little running around over there. But yeah, I got a little video loaded of my granddaughter. She got her a long iron for Christmas, and they went and sighted it in, her and her grandpa. And she was so disappointed that she didn't get to use it, but we hunted for about 4 days. And she's killed an 8-point. She's harvested an 8-point on the property. So that's part of our property rules, is you have to do either the same or progressive. You have to progress. So they had a 5-point out in the field that they watched and stuff, but that was the only one that came out, and she said she couldn't shoot it because it was too little. And she couldn't shoot it anyway because she's already got a nice big 8-point. But so we said, there's always, she said, shoot, I wanted to use my new present and stuff. And I said, well, there's always next year. That's why they call it hunting and not killing. Is you go hunting, and you know, sometimes you do good, sometimes you don't. But we'll get to do some more, get her out for some practice. We go to the hunting club in the summertime, and we have a little shooting range out there, and we'll let her shoot some more. But she sighted her gun in, and as you can see, if you look on my shorts, that was her target practice. And the one that was way up high in the corner, that was Grandpa's first shot to get her lined up. And then all the other shots are hers, and they're right there in the, where they're supposed to be, in the right area. Look at him. They're at a Mexican standoff, I guess. So they're just going to sit there and stare at each other. These chickens don't let him get away with much. Scooter is such a sweet boy. He doesn't bother anybody. He hasn't started crowing yet. He's probably 6, going on 6, 7 months old. Now, as far as breeding, he's trying to figure it out. Whoop, there she went. They all go running. Those dang vultures have been flying over. But he's trying to figure it out. Look at him with that other rooster. And believe it or not, that other rooster, that little rooster, backs him down. He don't want no part of fighting. But yeah, they're out here enjoying their time. I have this little water here, and then I have a big tower water there. And that's what I put out for them when I'm gone. They're good for about 4 days when I leave. But I'll show you this one. I haven't got that one put up. I got them washed out. What did you all do with the lid? Oh, there's the lid. So I've got to get it put back in here. But this house here, and they do stay inside. You know, people talk about their chickens not caring about the cold and stuff. So I'll fill this one, and people have asked me about water that's frozen and stuff. But this heater, see, I have another one here, all dusty. But it will run in here and keep this little space heated. And see, they can go up underneath there, which I've got all plastic under. And then I've got the big feeder there. So I've got an automatic door there, and they have vents up here. But this will keep, I put this little water right here, goes in there, sits on that shelf right there. And I'm thinking about pulling out that igloo and putting it down there. But as long as it's covered in plastic and this little area stays pretty nice, watch out, stays pretty nice and cozy for them. And when it's cold and nasty, and like it was a week or so ago, when it's cold and nasty and windy, they just stay inside, and they have the option of coming out, and they'll come out. I'll be right back. Oh, we might hear him crow finally. Look at him calling. Is that your crow, little boy? That is so dainty. Well, you heard it here first, folks. This is the first time I've heard him crow. Maybe, is that his crow? That's the funniest crow, and I guess it is because the other rooster over there is interested. Well, Big Scooter, I haven't heard you crow before. Maybe that's his crow, I don't know. Okay. Well, that's his little crowing rendition for today. That's the first time I've ever heard him crow. But, yeah, it's just a beautiful day out here. And here before too long, we're fixing to do a little bit more traveling. And I'll have them all set up with their waters and the feeders. And then the neighbors kind of watch them a little bit to make sure when we get that really cold weather, these little buckets will freeze up, and I just have them come with a bucket and pour a little bit of hot water over the top just to thaw it out for them for the while. But I just wanted to come on here and wish everybody a very Merry Christmas. Not quite the New Year yet. It's supposed to be pretty nice and chilly, and be watching the Rose Bowl on the 31st. Or no, it's on the 1st. I think it's on the 1st at 3 o'clock, something like that. But, yeah, getting ready for that and the new year, excited. Can't believe that we've already, like I said a while back, whenever you kind of get depressed and the weather sets in and everything, and you can't get outside, hunting is really good for in the wintertime. It forces me to get out in the cold a little bit, even though I told my husband I didn't hunt after I got that one deer. I didn't even have a coat on. I was in just regular pants. I had bumblebees bothering me. There was a bumblebee in my chair bothering me. Then there was mosquitoes, and that's when all the bugs start coming out, is when the weather's too warm to be nice and cold, and ladybugs flying everywhere, and you're trying to get rid of all of those and pay attention to what's going on out in the field. But I had about 150 yard shot. I think that's the most I've ever shot, down between and straight down. So the field is way down below me, so people know their measurements, trajectories, and all that. All I know is I put that crosshairs, and I heard it hit, and so I knew I had harvested that deer. And so I'm just blessed that thank the Lord we got another deer in the freezer, and well, it's being in the fridge now, just kind of curing up and draining and everything. And then here in a couple of days we'll get it out and decide what we want to do and process it. I want to do some more summer sausage. We did summer sausage last year, and it was really wonderful. And we just, like I said, I think on another video, we just used the last roll of it at Christmas, and I made like a cheese cracker, and that sausage made up a little tray for him to take to work for their little Christmas get together. And that was the last roll, and that lasted us all summer, and we use it very sparingly. That's like when I make jerky. It doesn't even hardly make it to a bag. We sit there and munch on it. He'll take it to work, and he'll empty out a bag within 10 minutes. Everybody wants the jerky. It just takes a long time to make, so I think I'm going to make up some jerky also with it. But anyway, just wanted to wish everybody a Merry Christmas, and prayers go out to the people out west. Some of the devastation with the water and the rain and the storms and stuff is so awful. That's why I feel so blessed, and you should feel so blessed. Even if it was cold and nasty weather, I should feel blessed that we're not in catastrophic conditions like some people are. And it being a nice warm day just makes it that much more better, I guess. And just being blessed that we have some nice weather, and everybody's looks healthy. Everybody's doing wonderful here in the backyard. um, like I said before I left, I added from Chewy the oregano oil for poultry, and the couple that I had that were coughing and stuff, all that's gone away. And then I add the uh, a product that I get that has some other oils and stuff in it. Add it to their water, add it into their feed, however they'll take it. But everybody seems to be healthy and doing good, knock on wood, not having any issues. And really, I've seen a lot of that on YouTube with people. All of a sudden, they get caught with these their birds having respiratory issues and stuff, and it really takes them quick. I mean, by the time they post for help on what to do, and by time their admin approves it or whatever Facebook group they're on, 9 times out of 10, their bird has passed away. So it's really vital that you stay on top of that. So naturopathic type stuff, and it's just like with your diet. If you eat crappy and junk food, and you don't nourish your body or feed your body to nourish your immune system and stuff like that's people get sick and have colds, and in the winter time and stuff. And the bone broth is very important with the marrow in it. I make a lot of bone broth. I cook everything with bone broth. If I feel something coming on or whatever, I'll just make the French onion soup, and I'll do the little mozzarella. I'll have to make that on film sometime. I do the little mozzarella dots. I drop it in there, and heavy I cook up. I roast. I get some of my meat from a local farmer, and I get the square cut of bones, and I roast those, and it has the marrow in the inside. I scrape all that out. If I don't cook it down to where it falls out, all of that is nutrition. All of that is help building your immune system. I'll can those just by themselves, and with that marrow and collagen and all that in there, I'll cook that up with onion and make French onion soup. It's been a couple of years, I think, since the last time, I guess since COVID and stuff was on, but I would cook up some of that. Didn't feel like eating anything, didn't feel there was anything I wanted to eat, but that right there would just hit the spot. And really, I think it just, I was going along there for the while, what they were talking about being so devastating and sick and coughing and can't get up for days. I'm sitting around on the couch waiting for the other shoe to drop. And again, I was so blessed because I guess the other shoe didn't drop. I don't know. I just, I didn't feel really that bad. I had a headache a couple of days. I tried to keep up with oregano oil, and I did a whole regiment, and it's probably, I filmed it or have it on my Facebook or somewhere of what I did, but just packing in the vitamin C and drinking those emergencies 2 or 3 times a day. I know those are probably not the best as far as content, but I would drink about 2 or 3 of those a day. The quercetin for viruses and stuff, and then the oregano oil and black seed oil put in the little gel caps. I was downing those, and really I was waiting, and nothing really happened, although I did feel drained and stuff for a long period of time, probably a good couple of months or so. But all that to be said, as far as your health, if you're eating nutrition wise to help your immune system and help you build a good, healthy immune system, the same needs to happen for your chickens. For my Brahmas, I got the meat, which was 24% protein, is the meat for meat birds. 24%. I mixed that one with scratch, and they love the black oil sunflower seeds, and I do that 3 trilogy mix for them, and started in October time frame, and usually it's cold this time of year, so you know I just feel like that boosts their immune system. And then I start in their water, or even in their food. You can take that, you can put that oil that's already pre-mixed for the poultry. I got it off of Chewy. I spray it over their food. Whenever I put their food bowl out, I put them a little bit of scratch out and stuff, and I spray it on their food. That way I know at least they're eating it or they're drinking it. And some of it goes in their water. I put it in their tall waterers. So I make sure all of them are getting some of the oil of oregano and the other respiratory. It's called flock shield or something respiratory. And then also for my new babies over here, the Orpingtons, kicking chicken. You can get that and you put it in the water. It's got all kinds of minerals and vitamins and stuff for them to help boost up their immune system. And you know, everybody's doing great. And the best thing you can do, and like I said, you all have heard me talk about not being able to get the antibiotics, and we're so reactive in taking care of a situation, respiratory, runny nose, bubbly eyes, whatever. We're so reactive. You need to start being proactive and start figuring out, what do I need to do? They can kind of chill out through the summertime or whatever with if you want to do I've never done I can't say that I have done the apple cider vinegar. I've done it once or twice. I've done the chili flakes, but a couple of my birds got poopy butts, and they seem to it seems to, and it can just as easily mess with their digestive system, kind of irritate their digestive system. So I've kind of tapered off of that. I've moved away from that, and I've just let them in the summertime, pick and scratch at the grass and the bugs, and I get them worms and the soldier flies and larvae and just all kinds of stuff, like, little treats and stuff that I can get them. But I just kind of let them go through them. But starting October, I start thinking, what do I need to do now to prevent them from having any kind of respiratory issues, digestive issues. And since I moved away from all that, they've all got their fluffy little butts and looking good. And like I said, knock on wood, but no issues as far as them having any kind of respiratory stuff. Like I said, I had the one over here, and if I do need to treat one here and there, like I said, I give them a shot, an antibiotic shot. I've got the last bottle that was on the shelf like 2 years ago. It's expired, but I don't care. I still use it. That's the best thing to treat them with. And I'm not even going to talk about not being able to have that available to us anymore. But I'm still going to work on that through writing letters to the governor and stuff, and seeing where that can be changed or whatever. But I do have on hand, and the best thing you can get you on hand is Mike's Falconry or something like that. Is either fish antibiotics, pigeon antibiotics. They get them in powder. You can mix them up by the gallon, mix them up in water, and if you and it's just trickle in the mouth. That just takes up so much time. And if you had to treat, I get 1 or 2 birds maybe that would get that issue. If I had to treat 50 birds with making sure each one of them get a drop or 2 of antibiotics in them, that is just, anyway, there I go again. That is just crazy. So let me get off of that. But anyway, let's start being proactive instead of reactive when it comes to taking care of our chickens' health and keep your flock healthy. But anyway, just Merry Christmas to everybody. Looking forward to the new year. We'll start getting our garden set up, and we'll see what we're going to plant this year, and it'll be here before we know it. So you all have a great holiday season all the way through New Year's. Be safe, and we will see you in the next video.